Hi, this is Engelbert Humperdinck with Jimmy Dew, my favorite DJ.
And I am here with the amazing Tom Payton, my co-host, and Lorraine. How are you? Great to have you on the show.
Happy summer. It's hot.
It is.
How are
you
doing? I'm doing good.
Yeah, congratulations on your brand new single release. My lucky number is 0. Tell us about that.
That song is done with my drummer, Keith Robinson, just the two of us. So he played guitar, bass, he produced it, he mixed it, he mastered it. I just played the acoustic guitar and sang.
Mm.
And it's called My Lucky Number is 0, and it's a lot of fun. And it has the favorite line that I ever wrote in the song. So you can see if you could guess which line that is.
We're going to play it live for us. So, we're going to have the audience guess what it is.
Yeah, sounds great.
Guess what that, you want me to play it right now?
Yeah, why don't you give us a little bit
sure,
of
why not?
Fantastic. Start the
Then
show
if
with
you
that.
guys have a puzzle, you have to figure out which line is my favorite line.
Okay, my lucky number is 0.
Don't give any hints either.
And lucky on Celebrity Spotlight.
Woo! I know it's dark and I ain't no walk in the park. Come on, don't be shy. Take a swim in my eyes. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. What do you gotta lose? I see you walk in the street, a lonely dancer with 2 left feet. One's going north, the other's going south. Bring your east and west to my house. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. What do you gotta lose? Nothing but cobwebs and bad times. Now you're under the spotlight. My lucky number is 0. My lucky number is 0. My lucky number is 0. Demons are my superheroes. My lucky number is 0. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. Take a little chance on 0.
And Leckie right there.
Great.
Number 0. Great to have you on the show. What a fantastic voice. Tell me about that voice. Did you have voice training or what? Is that just come natural? Or how does that happen?
I had voice training.
You did?
My vocal coach was the same as Debbie Harry's.
Wow.
And Wanda Glass and Carol Lipnick.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara Mayer Gustern.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you have a new album coming out in the fall, right? Tell us about that.
So the album is called Goddamn Outer Space.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just about the last 5 years, but I'm not really sure what it's about. So my whole thing about this album is like, you tell me what it's about. So I'm kind of going from the sonic landscape was created by my guitarist, producer, musical partner, Hugh Poole, who has a cello recording and who's in the Blues Hall of Fame. He's the greatest rock guitarist, and he has a band called Mulebone, and he has the Hugh Poole band, and he's been doing stuff for years and years, and he's amazing. Anyway, he created this. I said, I want the album to sound as like my Pink Floyd. Like I want it to have a lot of bells and whistles.
Right.
And so he came up with just this sonic landscape that is really like rich and beautiful. And so I think it's maybe the most cohesive album I've ever done. And okay, so the first song, Goddamn Outer Space, the lyrics are the titles of all the other songs. And then the last song is a bona fide witch's spell. And we did it is one take, and those guys are playing it. And I found a witch's spell in an old book, and the spell is to gain power over audiences.
Oh,
So
wow. That's a pretty good spell. I like that.
To gain power over an audience. So it's really weird.
Wow.
Really weird.
And you sort of live in like a haunted house, right? You were telling me about that, right? You have the pumpkins. It's Halloween all year long?
All year long at our house, yes. It's Halloween all year round. Mm-hmm. So when I'm in the neighborhood and I'm, hanging out, people say, "Oh, where do you live?" And I say, "I live in the haunted house." And they're like, "Oh, really? You live in that house?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "And is it really haunted?" I said, "Of course it is."
Do you really have spirits in your house?
No, this house is so friendly. It was built in 1931.
Uh-huh.
Weird house. It's a weird house. It has like there's a basement, which looks like a Turkish bath partly. It has a jacuzzi down there. And I'd always joke and say, "Oh, that's where they cut up the bodies, in the It has a weird basement. Then it has the antique store, which is full of creepy stuff on the first floor. And then we live on the second floor, which is completely pristine, spare. There's nothing up there. It's just really like, that's my area. And I'm a minimalist.
Right.
It's very clean and sparse up there.
Very, very, very cool. That's awesome. Tom Payton, what do you have for Lorraine?
Now, Lorraine, in doing some research about you, I'm fascinated by a story that I read about the Berlin Wall and you meeting a person on the train and kind of the exchange you had with him. Can you talk about that? Because I was really fascinated by it.
Oh, thank you. I was on a train going from Milan to Hamburg.
Right.
And there was a man on the train who kept looking at me, but he was looking at me more than usual and something strange. So I said, basically, "What are you looking at? Why are you looking at me like that?" And he said, "Can I talk to you?" And I said, "Sure." So he proceeded to tell me that I looked exactly like his sister.
Wow.
He had escaped from East Germany. And he actually took his pant down in the back and showed me the gunshot wound in his butt.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I had been behind the Iron Curtain because they let you behind for a day, like you can go back there. Mm-hmm. And I was like sitting with him on the train. So we spent the whole trip together. It's a long trip from Milan to Hamburg. So at the end, I said to him, "Listen, I'm going to give you something. I don't want you to ever contact me again. This will be it. Here's the gift." I gave him my passport. He took off. People came to get me. I said, "I've misplaced my passport." I made a show of looking around the train for it and things like that. Things settled down. A week later, I went to the consulate. I left it for a few weeks, actually. I left it as long as I could.
Oh,
and
wow.
That's it.
Wow.
So with my passport, if she looked just like me, and I had a Canadian passport at the time. Mm-hmm. Now I'm American and Canadian, but if she looked like me, she would possibly have been able to get through that guard, because I went through that guard because they used to let you in there for a day pass from West Berlin to East Berlin. So I went in for a day. So I went through the checkpoint, and I know what it feels like. And they're very strict, and they look right at you, and they're not nice. They weren't, scary. And when you're back there, it's like you can see the barbed wire, the guards, the Russian guards. And people do the odd time escape. And this guy did escape. And so I hope his sister got out. Maybe someday I'll know about it. But I told him, don't contact me.
Wow.
Wow. What an interesting story. Wow.
Yeah. What an act of altruism. My God, that's amazing. Amazing.
I thought, what's it to me?
Right.
You get another passport. All I have to do is lay low for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, for
Sure.
a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, I saw the video to My Lucky Number is Zero. I love the video. Tell us about the video. Where was it filmed?
Okay, so my drummer Keith is so talented. He made the video as well in his studio. He has a small studio in his apartment, and he made the video in there.
Wow, what a beautiful job you guys did! Really.
Yeah.
Thank you. He did everything, and he's actually going to do the videos for the album, for a couple of songs on the album.
Mm-hmm. Nice, very, very cool. Also, when you first came over from Canada, you didn't start as a musician, right? Tell us about what you started in the entertainment.
I went from Toronto to Milan, and I was a makeup artist. I became a makeup artist.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the makeup industry is really interesting because it really just started in the 70s with Wade Bandy. Before that, a lot of the models in the 60s did their own makeup. So Wade Bandy in New York started doing makeup. Then a whole bunch of people started doing makeup. So I started in the 80s. And I was on the whole wave of no makeup, like a completely natural look.
Right.
That was really great because I was starting out with that. And then I went to Europe, and then I did really well. And I traveled all over Europe. Then I went to Southeast Asia, and I did celebrities. I did fashion. Worked in Paris and London and all over. I did really, really well. And then I came to New York because I'd been traveling for so long. I'd been traveling for, 10 years or whatever. And I wanted to settle, but I came to New York by accident. And then I didn't ever think that I would live in America. Like, I loved living in Europe, but I came to New York by accident, and New York stole my heart.
Really? Wow.
And on top of it all, my own family was in Canada, which was really close. So I settled here, and I never looked back. And I started working in the fashion business here and with celebrities. And then I had a midlife crisis, and like around 40, I said, is that all there is? So I could have gone to Hollywood and made monsters and started a new thing with makeup, or I could have, used my name and did a makeup line, and then I could have made a lot of money.
Right.
Always the models, when I was working with them, people, I would read poems at dinner, drunk, and they would say, you should be a singer-songwriter. So finally, I had a midlife crisis, and I got a teacher, and I learned the guitar, and I learned the piano, and I just started writing songs, and I just love it. Like, I'm just so glad that I did it.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing very well with it. When you were a makeup artist, though, you worked with some pretty big celebrities. Paul McCartney. Tell me about Paul McCartney. What was he like to put makeup on?
Well, Paul McCartney is the nicest man that you could ever meet. I call him Mr. Curious. Mm-hmm. All he does is ask you questions. I said, what are you, Barbara Walters? Like, all he wants, where did you grow up? What are your parents like? What kind of music did your parents listen to? What kind of music did you start listening to? What kind of music do you listen to now? Music, and curious, very curious.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, and that was just one of the very few. I mean, so you worked with so many celebrities. Tell us about some of the other celebrities you worked with, not only Paul McCartney.
It's like crazy because I work with everybody. If you just name somebody, I probably work with them, I worked with pretty much. And but my thing was I loved working with models.
Did you really? Okay.
Celebrities when I came to New York, because that's kind of what you do. Mm-hmm. But I being in the fashion world and working in editorial, like I worked, for Vogue and for all the magazines, and I loved doing that the best. Because celebrities come with publicists, and they come with an entourage. Where models, they just walk in with a little pack of Marlboro Lights, and they're easy to work with.
They're easy to deal with. I understand. Yeah. What about? Tell us about coming from Canada. Some of your musical influences when you were there, and also some of your musical influences here in the United States. I know Neil Young was an influence on you, right?
Yeah, I kind of grew. I kind of my whole thing was punk rock.
Right.
Mhm.
We were listening to all the big bands from the 80s and all of that, and then punk rock when I was 18 it just started. So it was such a great time of music. 1977 or 78, it was like disco, and then there was a
Right.
big rock bands, and then there was punk rock came in. So it was a really fantastic time. And I kind of shied away from Neil Young and Bob Dylan, anything too folky, because I was trying to get out of my town. I was from a small town,
Right.
Mhm.
trying to shy away. But then when I started learning the guitar, that's when I fell in love with Neil Young. So it was much later in life. I mean, I
Mm.
always loved Neil Young. He's from like close to where I'm from, but I never followed him that much until I started learning to play the guitar myself.
Right. Did you hang out at CBGB's at that point in time? Was it there? And
I did play CBGBs.
we did. What a cool place.
I did at the very end. Like when I was starting, it was closing, but I did manage to do a gig there. I did manage, and it was like my first gig was at CBGB's, and I invited all my friends in the fashion business, and then I was so nervous that I uninvited everybody, and then everybody really wanted to come.
Yeah, what a fantastic place. I used to pass it all the time. As you know, back in the day, I used to work for WPLJ, so I used to see it on my way to work all the time. Stopped in there quite a few times. I mean, what a cool place that was. And now it's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It must have been amazing to work at WPLJ. I used to go to the gym and I heard you.
You did.
Morning, yeah. I would listen.
Yeah.
Listen to WPLJ. Like it was like to me. It was when I first came here too. It was WPLJ was New York. Like I'd be in the gym
You're
working.
right.
Yeah.
I'd be listening to all you guys.
We were the number one radio station in New York City for many years. You know, we had the
you were number
morning
one.
zoos, and well, we went up against the morning zoo at that time, and then Scott Shannon later came over to PLJ and worked with us.
Yes.
That was pretty cool. But yeah, it was a fun time. PLJ was a fun time in New York. Of course, it started out rock and roll, of course, with Jim Kerr and so many great days, and then we switched over to top 40, and then we played a lot of 80s music, and it was a fun time.
Yeah. And how did you get your start?
Well, I actually started working in the very first thing I ever did was work in television. I worked with Robin Leach for the TV show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous back in the late 80s. Which I was an assistant to Robin. So that was pretty fun. That's how I really got into the business. And then I wound up, I wanted to be a disc jockey on the radio and be a radio personality. So I went to school for it and wound up at PLJ and many other stations in New York.
Wow, what a break you had early on. You got,
Yeah. I mean, I never imagined, that, when I went to school for it, that I would wind up on, of course, WPLJ. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. And it was your love of music.
It was my love of music. Yep, absolutely. And my love of radio, and I used to love a lot of the old DJs, that we used to listen, that I grew up listening to back in the day. They were a big influence on me. And, I got to meet and work with a lot of them over the years, Right, Tom? Tom is a big fan of music and disc jockeys as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Some of the greats. I remember growing up listening to Dan Ingram and Harry Harrison and all those guys that were on WABC and WMCA, the old AM stations.
The old AM station, later on CBS FM, which was like the mecca of radio in New York for a while. I mean, they were great. A lot of great disc jockeys. So, Lorraine, you basically listened to PLJ. What else did you listen to? I mean, what other radio stations did you listen to?
I guess I listened to FUV lately.
FUV, right? P4 Natel was on there.
WFUV, WFMU are what I listen to now.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Nice.
And every Wednesday night, I listen to Beneath the Underground with John Pietero, Lori Towers.
Okay.
I have so much fun with that because, everybody's like a family on there. And I joined the family and I got all these new friends and everybody comments and, it's wonderful. And John and Lori play great music. And I learned so much by listening to
Yeah,
that
Lori
show.
Towers is the best. She put us
Yeah.
together. She also put me together with the Ruminators, of course, Patty Rothberg and Jill and yourself. So, Lori's a great friend of mine.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So she's awesome. So tell us about what else is coming up. I mean, I know you got Pete's Candy Store coming up. You have tell us about that.
So Pete's Candy Store. Okay, so I wanted to tell you about a thing that I've been doing at Pete's Candy Store for a few years, and it's called Lorraine Leckie Friends. So every month I get 13 friends, and we get together on the second Monday of the month from 6 to 8, and we all play a song, and then we go back up the list and we play another song. So we play 2 songs. I start and we go all the way down, and then we come all the way back up and we play another song. And so it's really great. People have such a good time, and we have such a good crowd that comes out for it, because we get 13 artists, and I have comedians, and I have storytellers and songwriters, and so I do that the second Monday of every month.
Right.
Great.
For people watching and listening, tell us about Pete's Candy Store. Where is it? I know it's in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Can you give us some of the details?
It's 709 Lorimer Street, and it's right by the second stop of the L train, the Metropolitan Lorimer. And it's a beautiful venue. It's the performance space is designed after the Orient Express, so it's like a train car.
Oh, wow.
And it's very small, and then the front bar is a little bit bigger, and then they have a beautiful garden. So in the summer, after you play, you go out and hang out. So I'm going to have my birthday there on July 19th.
Great.
Wow. Happy birthday in advance.
So
that's going to be a really fun show.
Yeah. So it'll be July 19th, and then we'll hang out for a couple of hours. We're going to play. My friend John Boris coming from Canada to play. And I'll play with, I might play with 2 or 3 demons, but I'm not sure yet, because they will let me know because they're demons.
I wanted to ask you about that. Your band is called the Demons. Why? Why is it called the Demons?
Well, I thought of Lorraine Leckie and her demons. I call myself that whether I have them or not. Even if I'm single, I'm Lorraine Leckie and her demons. My demons are seen and unseen.
Uh-huh.
Well, my demons are extremely naughty. And I have one demon, my drummer, who's pretty well behaved, but the other 2, the bass player and the guitarist, are extremely naughty. So I'm always, my drummer, Keith, we're always like, oh man, I go, what am I going to do with those 2, Charlie and Hugh? But we're so happy together.
That's great.
Yeah, we're so happy together, and yeah, we play a lot at Mercury Lounge. That's our favorite venue.
Yeah, you also played Webster Hall, one of my favorite places. That was a fun place to hang out.
Barry Ballroom, Webster Hall is great. Yeah.
Yeah, great place. Great place to see a
question
show.
for you, Lorraine. I'm sorry, Jimmy. A question for you. As a songwriter, have there been any authors or other songwriters who's inspired you to as you write your songs?
You know, poetry inspires me, and I'm inspired by the French symbolist poets, Rimbaud, Baudelaire, Verlaine.
Right.
Are my main influences. And I like oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. The American poet Frank Stanford. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Frank Stanford. And you know, I really love I shouldn't say this because it's all my secrets. I really love the old Chinese poems.
Really?
From the 6th century. Those small poems are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I love the old Chinese poems, and I love a lot of American poets, but I can't think. Frank Stanford's the main one I've been reading lately. Mm-hmm. And then all the French ones. Right now, I'm reading War and Peace.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are you? Wow.
Reading War and Peace, and it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. It's a long book.
Yeah, and Lori Towers said she had it at school. Did you guys have it at school?
Yeah, I remember years ago reading it.
Yeah, back in the day and back in high school, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I can't believe you guys read that in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Canada, we didn't have anything like War and Peace in high school.
Wow.
Really?
We didn't read, yeah, we didn't read it. So I'm reading it now. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
What part of Canada are you from?
Northern Ontario,
Oh,
Whitby, Ontario. It's like 25 miles east of Toronto.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you get back there often?
I play there a lot. I have a promoter there. His name's Gary Top, and he
Okay.
books me with different people that he thinks will be good for me to play with. So I'll go a couple of times a year. And I also work with an artist, John Bora, who is amazing. He's like we called him our little Gordon Lightfoot. You know, he's a really amazing songwriter, and he's going to open the show on my birthday on July 19th at Pete's.
Oh, nice. That's going to be an awesome show, really. You did a cover song for Dirty Old Town. Tell us about that. You did the opening title track?
Oh, yes. So I decided to do a song, and it was actually Billy's idea, my husband's idea, to do Dirty Old Town. And so my guitarist and I, we started doing it, and we had a really ethereal, beautiful version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we had Anton Newcomb, who's a friend of ours from the Brian Jonestown Massacre, who's a really dear friend. Somehow he got involved, and I'm not even remember how the hell he got involved. I think maybe he was going to produce it. Anyway, we get there, and he stole my vocal. He decided to sing. He goes, "I'm going to sing it." And, I could have fought with him if I wanted to, but I said, you know what? It's Anton Newcomb, great artist from Brian Jonestown Massacre, famous band. If he wants to sing the vocal, I'm going to just let this be historical. Like, give it to him. If I ever want to do the song my own way down the line, okay. So Anton took the lead vocal, and I sang backup, and we did. And Spider Stacy from the Pogues, he played the whistle. So he played it, and we did it at Excella Recording, and it was great. It was amazing.
Very cool. Yeah, I know you have another song you want to play for us, right?
Yeah. Great.
Oh, yes, I can.
What song is this going to be?
Well, you have a choice. You can have something upbeat and fun, or something somber.
Let's do something upbeat and fun.
Yeah, fun. Absolutely.
This is called Mars Bar, baby. And guess what? This is a tribute to the old Mars Bar.
Oh, wow.
The old Mars Bar in the Lower East Side, where alcoholics go to die. So this song is a tribute to keep that, because my friend was so sad that when it closed, and so she was so sad when it closed. So I said I better write a song to keep it alive. You ready?
Go ahead.
We're ready.
Do you love me? Do you love me? One day I'll be dead in a little black coffin, so I wanna get dirty, baby. I wanna hurt. Just got back from New Orleans, living in New York City. New York City ain't wild enough for me. Mars, fly me to Mars. Woo! Mars, fly me to the Mars bar, baby. Don't say maybe. Do you want me? Do you want me? I'm a major nuisance, minor alcoholic, lie and cheat and steal. I'd do anything for a thrill. My heart is full of music, my brain is one big poem. I can't wait
Mars bar right there, Lorraine Leckie.
Great.
Fantastic.
Thank
What a
you.
voice. You did a European tour. Tell us about the European tour. I know you did a. You
Billy's
also
here.
released an album in Prague.
Everybody arrived. The whole family.
You got the whole family here.
Billy, what's up? How are you?
Good.
Welcome, Billy.
Great to have you on the show as well.
Yes.
And the beautiful dog. What's his name?
That's Brogan of the Brogans. And he's the official mascot of WFMU radio beneath the
Really? I didn't know that. That's pretty wild.
Yeah. And every Wednesday night when WFMU is on, and Lori will go Brogan, and he goes crazy and goes nuts through the whole house.
We have Boots, who's the mascot for Celebrity Spotlight, but she likes to get on the shows. That's why she's not here right now. She wants to be a part of the show. Yeah. So, Billy, tell us about what you. I know you have an antique store, right? You've been on TV. Tell us about what you got going on. Some of your past experiences.
Yeah, I had an antique store in Bowery and Houston. It was called Billy's Antiques, and we were there for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when Lorraine was talking about Dirty Old Town, it was the song for a movie that we made about my store called Dirty Old Town. And it was directed by Jenner First. And Abel Ferrar was a producer on it. And it was just this Bowery, kind of like Cassavetes, like a lot of improv. And it's a really fun movie. It did well for an underground type film.
Right.
And then my store closed in 2012. And I was lucky enough to get a TV show called Baggage Battles on Travel Channel. And that was for 5 seasons. That was a lot of fun. And then I had 4 years later, we did a show right here in the store, and it's called Billy Buys Brooklyn on HBO Max.
Wow. And I know you did a Pickers. You were telling me about Pickers.
That's what, actually, it's because of Pickers. I got a call from Mike Wolf. I had nothing to do with, I knew nothing about TV reality shows. It was 2010. And he goes, "Hey, dude, you want to do expertise on my show?" And I was like, "Sure, but I don't work for free." He goes, "I don't worry about it. Give me $1,000." So I was down for that, of course. And so we did the episode. And then it was on reruns. A producer that was casting Baggage Battles saw it at like 3 a.m. and said, "Oh, that dude, maybe we could use him as one of the characters on Baggage Battles." And they called me up, and they went and auditioned, and I got it, and changed my whole life.
Wow, amazing. What a career. Wow. Tell us about the antique stores. Tell us about some of the artifacts that you have in the store right now.
Yeah, well, I used to be a general. I mean, I'm an antique dealer. I mean, I know antiques. And in my old shop, I used to do general. I would call it generalist. In other words, every kind of antiques, mid-century, Victorian, everything.
Right.
But now, because the market has changed with the internet, I specialize in a thing called militaria, which is stuff from wars.
Oh,
from from the Civil War, World War I, Boer War, even World War II. I mean, it's called militaria, and it's not guns. It's the stuff that they have.
Uniforms and
epaulets, sabers, swords, bayonets, a lot of art, because they made a lot of painting. This is a great painting right here in the back.
Yeah.
Marines at Chateau Thierry during World War I in France. And it's American Marines. And it was painted in 1918. Wow. And so I just love this stuff. It's just because you have to specialize now. At least, because it's just changed. It's completely changed.
want to see that episode of Pickers now. I got to find it.
It's called Banner Pick, and it's a sideshow banner. Those circus sideshow. It's called Banner Pick. It's 2000.
Wow.
Don't you have a patch on your eye?
Yeah, I wore an eye patch.
Wow, really?
I had long hair. I had a ponytail.
So did they actually have the truck there? I mean, they have the van, of course, the Pickers and Frank and.
Yeah, so the episode starts. They're driving through Manhattan, getting lost, and they arrive, and they were just great guys. I mean, I really owe it to Mike Wolf. I got to say this, because had he not cast me in that, who knows? I probably never would have gotten Baggage Battles.
Wow.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy. I never really had contact with him. I did a long time ago, just one time, but he seems like a very cool guy. Tom Payton, what do you have for Billy?
Billy, what's the biggest seller with the military stuff that you carry?
The biggest seller, well, it used to be like British Civil War, all that Victorian era, 19th
Sure.
century. But the biggest seller, what young people are into,
Yeah.
movies and all that, is World War II stuff.
Right.
American, Japanese, German, English, all that World War II stuff. I mean, movies like Saving Private Ryan,
Right. Yeah.
Band of Brothers, those brought it into the psyche of young people, and they love this stuff. And the old fuddy-duddy stuff, Civil War, is kind of out. And it used to be when I was 25, that was the most expensive stuff. You know,
Wow.
World War II was for the rednecks, and you know,
Yeah.
and kind of you wanted the really, flashy stuff. And now because of these movies, I really believe that, and the history of World War II. I mean, it never goes away. I mean, there's always a new movie, so much stuff on YouTube, all kinds.
Absolutely. Even on Porn Stars, I watch Porn Stars all the time. They have a lot of stuff from that era.
Yeah, it brings good money. Because the veterans, see, the thing that's great is veterans, they don't do it anymore. Like when we go to war, they used to bring back mementos. Like World War II, they brought back flags, daggers, uniform, all this stuff, and Japanese flags signed by American Marines, all kinds of stuff. Wow. And there's a lot of stuff still in the attics. You know, the veterans are just dying now. They're just they're in their 90s now, and and everybody's got an old helmet up in the attic or whatever.
Sure.
Look at Jimmy's place. It looks like our place.
Yeah,
great. I've got a lot of pictures. You know, I've been doing the celebrity show since the early 90s. And so I met a lot of celebrities, and we got tons of autographs and pictures. I have 3 floors of autographs and pictures and memorabilia and some of the stuff that you can probably use in your store.
I'm always making deals.
Tell us where the store is located, Billy, so everybody knows.
Well, the thing is, it's by appointment only. It's at 196 Greenpoint Avenue, and my number is on the internet. I'm easy. I can be found very easily, but it's I don't really let the general public in because they break things.
Sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, he's got the hipsters going nuts because he wrote on it, not a store.
In the window, I put this is not a store.
This is not a store. So people are dying to get in here, and they're all
sure.
Everybody's curious. They want to know what it is. They want to say, I want to get in there.
Yeah, it's cool. So this is like our living room, but it is a store. I mean, the show, the Billy Buys Brooklyn is people coming in and me making deals with them. It's just like Pawn Stars.
How do we see it? Where does it air?
It's streaming on HBO Max nonstop.
Cool. Awesome. We'll look for that. Absolutely.
Discovery or HBO Max.
Nice.
Our daughter's on. I'm on it, and Brogan's on it, and we did the show in the pandemic, and that's what kept us sane.
Yeah.
In the pandemic, so it was all regulated, but the show was starring Billy, and then I made appearances, our daughter Selena, and Brogan as well.
Oh wow!
Nice, nice.
That's cool.
That's awesome. Tom, what else do you have for Lorraine and Billy?
Can we get another song? Is that possible?
Yeah.
If it's not too much.
I'm going to play the really profound one now.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay.
I'll move over because she needs the room.
That's all right. You can stay there, Billy.
Okay. Let me just slide over a little bit. Okay, is that all right? Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, real good.
So now the French symbolist poets will make sense.
Okay.
I want to be an artist, but I'm not. I want to make music, don't know where to start, so I draw another line on my face. Am I asleep? to Paris, wear the same old shirt. I drank the beauty and smoked the dirt, floating around Baudelaire's ghost, wondering if I will ever find a home and a way New York City, God bless you, you saved my life, bought me new shoes so I can roam around the hard city streets, not bruise the soles of my feet away, yeah. Awake, yeah.
Lorraine Leckie.
Wow,
Yes.
beautiful, beautiful,
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Lorraine, tell us how everybody can keep in touch with you, your website. I know you have some cool stuff on your website that you have for sale too. Tell us about that.
I have t-shirts, Lorraine Leckie and Her Demons t-shirts, www.lorraineleckie.com. We have Billy's Antiques t-shirts.
Nice.
Awesome.
And Billy's Antiques t-shirts are big sellers, and they've been big sellers for a while. And then I have Lorraine Leckie and Her Demons. And
That's it.
you know, music and stuff like that. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, you know, before I just wanted to mention your European tour. You did a European tour. Tell us a little bit about that. I know you released a song in Prague. Tell us a little bit about the European tour.
Yes. Well, my promoter I was telling you about, Gary Top, he introduced me to, in Toronto, he had me open for this Englishman named Phil Schoenfeld in Southern Cross, who he was English, but he lived in Prague.
Oh, okay.
So Gary said, these guys are going to love you. And so Phil Schoenfeld asked me if I wanted to do a European tour with his band. Now, he had a Czech violinist, and the Czech violinist and I started, Pavel Single. We became musical partners and started working, and I went and recorded there. I did an album there. I released singles there. I absolutely love Prague. It's fantastic. It's such a good city. Yeah.
It's very cool. It's got, oh man, it's very gothic. It can be very creepy too. It's beautiful, but
I know you guys like creepy.
the history.
People are wonderful.
The people are great.
And I have a little band there. So is Pavel on violin, he's a magnificent violinist. He'll be in New York when I release the album because he plays on all my stuff. We do it studio to studio.
Right.
And then I have a bass player named Yarda Kastranik, he's eye candy like you've never seen. He's crazy. He looks like he's out of Lord of the Rings with the beard. He's the funniest guy I've ever met. So he doesn't speak English and he doesn't speak French. So if I have to talk to him, I had to learn Czech. So I learned Czech and I speak Czech, but I speak it. I speak crazy Czech, but I speak it. Yeah.
I speak. We went and we had to navigate. She totally spoke it.
He probably he thought it was just bullshitting. You really do speak it, right? And when I go there and I speak to people, they fall over on the street because nobody learns the language because apparently it's the sixth hardest language to learn. But why would you learn Czech? It's just a teeny weeny little country. Like you learn French, you learn Spanish, you learn German, you learn whatever.
Sure.
Chinese, Mandarin, but you don't learn Czech.
Of course.
But it's beautiful. Oh, and if you guys haven't been there, I'm like so crazy about it, you know?
Really, we'll have to check that out, Tom.
Yeah, very good.
The people are just, you feel like they really support art, like the shows that Lorraine, I mean, they're just really, I don't know, it's just different than New York, you know?
You know, for a musician, being over there is better than here, especially if you're American, because first of all, the venues, not in the big cities. The big cities are the big cities, but when you go, like when I play in the Czech countryside or the German countryside or outside like of the big cities, the clubs pay for your transportation, they pay for your food. You get a guarantee you're paid very, very well.
Wow.
Yeah, and then of course when you play in Berlin, it's like playing in New York. Like you're lucky to play there and that's it. But for touring in America on a small level, it's really hard. Like you lose money, but when you tour in Europe, you know, we play decent venues. I played very big venues to very small venues, all kinds of different places. But you make a living. You can make a living over there.
Wow.
Right. Wow.
You just playing music.
Amazing. Do you have a favorite place to play? I mean, either here or out in Europe?
Yeah.
My favorite place to play in New York is Mercury Lounge Bowery Ballroom. They're sisters, and I love those venues. And in Europe, well, Prague is my base, so there's a club called Stranska Biesada, and it's in the heart of Prague, and it's a beautiful old concert hall, and I play there. It's really cool. Really great. Yeah,
you'd love it.
And of course, I know you like playing Pete's Candy Store. Of course, July 19th, right? The big birthday bash.
Yes, right? You're coming too, you and Tom.
Oh, we'd love to come.
Yeah, we'd love to. Let's talk about it, Jim.
You could,
you know, and it's right here in Brooklyn, Williamsburg, of course. You know, I know you're going to get a great turnout for that. You know, I want to thank you guys for spending some time with us. Lorraine, anything else you want to play before we let you go? Any other song?
The only other thing that I wanted to mention is I do something called the Greenpoint Songwriters Exchange.
Okay.
I started this group for people. So what happens? I come in with my song and I say, I don't know, does this song need a bridge? Do the lyrics work? So it's a group I do once a month here. And we play our new song, and everybody in the group comments on it.
Oh, wow.
It's fantastic because it gives you ideas out of your range, chords you'd never think of using, phrasing, or all these suggestions. So you can take or leave what everybody gives you. And I do that once a month. And I always encourage new songwriters if they need help or they feel lost. You know, music lessons are expensive. So it's artists helping artists. So it's called the Greenpoint Songwriters.
Oh, that's fantastic. That sounds so great, really.
Good.
And, you know, some people want to say hello to you. Brad Siegel, of course, he's in Brooklyn. He wants to say hello to Lorraine and Billy, and also Carl Limbo, who's a friend of mine. He used to be a security guard out at Westbury Music Fair. He used to protect all the celebrities that came there. Carl's a great guy. He's out there watching. Cindy, the producer, is out there watching you guys. She loves the show. She wants to say hello to Lorraine and Billy. Also, Billy Sachs, an old friend of mine. He's out there. Jerry Genova is watching. So many great people watching the show right now and enjoying the show. You guys did such a fantastic job. Lorraine, thank you so much for the great music. Billy, thank you so much for the great information.
Thank you both.
Thank you both of you guys.
All right.
It was really awesome. Really appreciate it.
Anytime, you're always welcome here on Celebrity Spotlight. I hope to see you guys. We'll try to make the birthday bash, and we'll check out your store, Billy. I want to check out that store, so I know I have to get a private invitation. invitation.
We want to check out your house.
Yeah, you guys are welcome.
I have a lot of.
Look at all the stuff he's got.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Tom will tell you. I have a couple
Yeah,
floors.
that's nothing. I mean, he's got 3 floors of memorabilia. It's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, we got memorabilia from every, rock and roll stars. It's like the Hard Rock Cafe in my house. I've guitars all over the place signed by all different people.
Who's
It's amazing.
Who's the rarest signature you got?
The rarest signature? I have the whole Rat Pack. I have Frank, Dean, and Sammy.
Oh wow!
See, on guitars, I have who signed some of those guitars? Tom, we have Dwight Yoakam signed one of my guitars. We got Loretta Lynn signed one of the guitars. Dion DiMucci signed another. Leanne Rhymes signed another. I just had one of the Kinks sign one of them. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
I forgot to tell you, at my old store, Jimmy Page walked in one day.
Wow.
Are you serious? Wow.
And my worker, the guy that was working with me, couldn't get a sentence out. He was so like that. Looking at him, and I said, dude, go get him a T-shirt. So we gave him a T-shirt. And
Oh, that's great.
so nice. Such a great guy. Oh, man. And we were playing The Song Remains the Same on video, on loop.
Mhm.
And it just turned it off. And I said, look, I got your film. The Song Remains the Same.
Wow.
It was just cool. It just had synchronicity, it was cool.
That's so awesome. Wow. Well, it's so great meeting you guys, and thank you again for joining us. You're
Thank
always
you very
welcome here at Lovely Spotlight. Tom Payton, thank you so much for joining me. In 2 weeks, we have Ashley Brittany. She is a Brittany tribute artist. She is fantastic. She plays a lot of shows in New York and pretty much all over the place. I believe she's out of Florida, but she'll be on the show in 2 weeks. Then I believe we have Freddie Cannon coming up, of course, rock and roll legend. Of course, Palisades Park was his big song back in the day. I believe he's going to be on in August, and we have an Elvis show coming up in August. So a lot of great shows on the way. I'll keep you posted on all those shows. And thank you again, Lorraine and Billy. You guys are the best. You guys,
Thank you, guys.
I really enjoyed the show. I hope you did as well. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I appreciate it. We'll catch you in 2 weeks with Ashley Brittany on Celebrity Spotlight. Everybody have a fantastic weekend and a fantastic week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.